Islam tells us that on the unappealable day of judgment, all who have perpetrated images of living things will reawaken with their works, and will be ordered to blow life into them, and they will fail, and they and their works will be cast into the fires of punishment. As a child, I knew that horror of the spectral duplication or multiplication of reality, but mine would come as I stood before large mirrors. As soon as it began to grow dark outside, the constant, infallible functioning of mirrors, the way they followed my every movement, their cosmic pantomime, would seem eerie to me. One of my insistent pleas to God and my guardian angel was that I not dream of mirrors. I recall clearly that I would keep one eye on them uneasily. I feared sometimes that they would begin to veer off from reality, other times that I would see my face in them disfigured by strange misfortunes. I have learned that this horror is monstrously abroad in the world again. The story is quite simple and terribly unpleasant. In 1927, I met a grave young woman, first by telephone, because Julia began as a voice, without a name or face, and then on a corner at nightfall. Her eyes were alarmingly large, her hair jet black and straight, her figure severe. She was the granddaughter and great-granddaughter of Federalists, as I was the grandson and great-grandson of Unitarians, but that ancient discord between our lineages was, for us, a bond, a fuller possession of our homeland. She lived with her family in a big run-down, high-ceilinged house in the resentment and serverlessness of genteel poverty. In the afternoons, only very rarely at night, we would go out walking through a neighborhood which was Balvinera. We would stroll along beside the high blank wall of the railway yard. Once we walked down Sarmiento all the way to the cleared grounds of the Park Centenario. Between us there was neither love itself nor the fiction of love. I sensed in her an intensity that was utterly unlike the intensity of eroticism, and I feared it. In order to forge an intimacy with women, one often tells them about true or apocryphal things that happened in one's youth. I must have told her at some point about my horror of mirrors, and so in 1928 I must have planted the hallucination that was to flower in 1931. Now I have just learned that she has gone insane, and that in her room all the mirrors are covered, because she sees my reflection in them, usurping her own, and she trembles and cannot speak, and says that I am magically following her, watching her, stalking her. What dreadful bondage, the bondage of my face, or one of my former faces. Its odious fate makes me odious as well, but I don't care anymore.